one.
Just so I can go down and drink a carton while everyone punches on.
Just pisses me to tears. That's the worst thing you can do.
You shut up, you hack. Talking about boat ramps, this is what I wanted to get through from the start. What he said.
Oh, you just made an idiot.
And welcome to the Chumming Up podcast, the fishing, spearfishing and ocean adventure podcast that now believes if you piss on something, you are the king of it. I am Squirly, king of the Potshot Pond, and with me, as always, is the king of his own pants, Leewold. Mitchell, how you going, big horse?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, I did hear that on the last podcast with Kurt Wilson talking about pissing on a great white. Well, his mate pissing on one.
Yeah. I thought we'll run with it. To be honest, I've got no evidence of you pissing in your pants, but I think everyone pisses in their pants at some stage, and you keep your pants longer than the average person. So the percentages are there.
Yeah,
you are the king.
I think everyone at some stage would have. I can't remember last time all pissing in my pants, but I'm sure I did when I was a baby. Pissed in my wetsuit pants a lot of times.
Oh, yeah. That might be the best feeling of all time.
Yeah, until you do like a 2-week trip where you're just up and down the coast somewhere, and then you haven't got to shower, and then you pack up your dive gear and fly home or whatever, and then next time you pull it out, you basically got to hang it up and shoot it because they're just fun.
It's a unique smell. The smell of piss in your own sweat that's been soaking for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, it's good, isn't it?
They're the things they don't tell you when you're getting into diving. It's like, yeah, there'll be some good fish, but, pissy wetsuits, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So, well, you've actually been involved in some diving lately. We won't, it's been a while since I've chatted to you on the podcast, so I think the last time we did a pod was the COD Nationals final night sort of thing. So
yep.
I was completely sober. You might have had a couple or had none.
Yeah, that's not how I remember it, but yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much straight after that, you headed to the coast for marlin fishing. Is that?
Yeah, that's
how
right.
I remember it.
Yep. So straight to the southern New South Wales coast, marlin fishing, and the bite was red hot.
They were having an insane season, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were having a crazy bite. So it was actually pretty cool. And whilst I was there, that trip, another boat broke the unofficial south coast or southeast coast Stripe Marlin record, and they caught 21 in a day right next to me. So it was pretty cool to be part of. I wasn't on the boat, but to see it in action, it's pretty unbelievable. They got 21 and another boat next to them got 18. So, yeah, she was a wild bite, all right.
How many anglers?
I think there was 4 of them on board from memory. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's at least 3
what sort of size are the stripes over there averaging?
Yeah,
they're a lot bigger than this side, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So they're about that 80 to 120 kilos. So probably 100 kilo fish is about the average at that particular bite.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, there might have been 30 or 40 boats on it any given day, so there's 100 marlin getting caught a day in a little pissy area. So it was wild bite. The amount of fish you see on the sounder, we're seeing, was crazy. It was just absolutely awesome.
Yep. And what sort of numbers were you guys getting on yours?
So we got
Dixie Normus.
On Dixie Normus, yep. So we got 12 the same day. The guys got 21 and 18.
Yep.
And the guys got 18, I think got 14 or something the day before that, and 15 or 16 the day before that. But the 2 days before that, we spent spearfishing for them. So I think the first day we speared one. Alex Edwards speared that. So the Kiwi female. So I think that was the second ever striped marlin shot by a woman in Australia. And it was by Yep.
By a Kiwi.
Yeah, by a Kiwi, yep.
Yeah. Because she's got a blue already, doesn't she?
Nah, that's her first billfish.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She didn't get a blue with us in WA.
Yeah, right. Because you tried with her, didn't you?
I don't know if I did. Nah.
No?
She come marlin fishing with me and my wife Nikki one day, and that's when your cousin come with us, Stuart, who's been on the pod before, and we won the Ladies' Day marlin fishing. She caught marlin and sailfish, but she hadn't speared one before. No, we hadn't even tried, I don't think.
Yeah, okay. And you had Tim McDonald on the same trip this time, didn't you?
Yeah, we had him. So we got Alex's one the first day and then tried to get him one, I think.
Yep.
And we're just a bit unlucky, unsuccessful. And then the second day we got him one by like 2 o'clock or something. Yep. And we went dove a fad and Alex shot her first dolphin fish. And then I think we caught maybe 4 in the Arvo. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah, which was pretty cool.
Not a bad day.
Yeah, we had Tim and Alex like pitching their own fish and that, like pitch baiting and stuff, which they're just like complete spearfishers. They don't know anything about fishing, let alone how to hold the rod the right way, basically. And yeah, they were pitching their own fish and everything, so it was pretty cool. We even had one where I had my dad angling a lot, and Tim pitched a fish, didn't realise he'd been bitten, then it swam over and ate my dad's bait, and we caught the same fish on two rods on that first day. Tim's like, yeah, I thought my line went slack and started swimming sideways, but I didn't want to say anything to look like an idiot. So he knew what was up, but I think he got the program that I'd yell at him. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's on the other side of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so he uploaded the video recently for all of that on his YouTube channel if people want to see the spearing, eh?
Yeah, that's right. It was actually pretty cool. So we didn't weigh his and her fish, but we had like the length to weight graph and we measured them short length before trunking them so we could put them in an esky bag so they were the best quality. Yep. And that's pretty accurate. And I think it was 85 and 90 kilos. So poor old Alex, even though she's a woman and don't say chivalry's dead, she copped a fair ripping from Tim for him as being 5 kilos heavier. It was more Australia versus New Zealand at that point than man versus woman, I think.
Yeah. Did it make you itchy to get back in?
Oh, not really. I want to shoot one still, a striped. It's the only one I got left. I've shot the blue, blacks and sails. Yeah. But I really want to shoot it off a bait ball. So, and we didn't really have much bait ball action. So I think I just want to do it like free swimming type, which obviously our good friend Nikki Watts, or Nikki Sheehy now, she's married, got the Oz record only a couple of weeks later, not long ago. Got the 162 kilo stripe, 162 and a half she speared. So, yeah, which like not long after being diagnosed with breast cancer and doing chemo. So pretty wild. Tim's got a video of that as well on his YouTube.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Like got the record and she's got the Grand Slam now.
Yeah, the Super Grand Slam. Yeah, that was her number 4.
Yep.
So I think she shot, but she never landed. Her first ever marlin that she ever seen was with me and you. Was a blue marlin. We took her out.
Yep.
And
that's the first time I've seen someone try and spear a marlin, or she did spear it. Yeah. And got to see the exciting part of it. But that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's right. So that was a cool day. It was first blue marlin my wife Nikki caught ever too. We didn't drive as hard as we should have on the fish and took her a bit longer, so she wasn't thrilled with it. But
yeah,
we learn a bit more every day.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if this is true, but I heard when Nikki, because you were in the West when Nikki Watts speared the stripe. I was getting reports that you were crossing the border with a Coles bag trying to get fillets.
Trying to scab some more fillets. So the story goes, someone give me some fillets for me and Squirly at Bermagui one time of a striped marlin. Now he rips me into being a striped marlin fillet scab all the time.
I'm telling you, like, people have been hitting me up. They said they seen you crossing the Norseman border, Coles bag. They were like, doesn't he own a fish shop? I was like, I don't know. For some reason, he just... If anyone's got photos of Leewold harassing him at a filleting table for striped marlin fillets, feel free to send them through to the podcast. But, yeah. I don't know anyone else who drives, 4,500 Ks for a striped marlin fillet, but it's dedication.
I tell you what, though, the 2 striped marlin that were shot by Alex and Tim with me, like I said, we trunked both of them at sea. So gut and gills, head off, tails off, and then put them in the ice bag with heaps of ice. They were fucking unbelievable to eat. Like, I rate the striped marlin. It's somewhere between swordfish and tuna, I'd put it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good way of putting it. I've only had it the once, but yeah.
Oh, I've had heaps now because I had a heap of it, but it's very swordfishy, but then it's got that tuna sort of taste with it. And this is coming from someone that doesn't preach that blacks and blues and sails are great because, you get a lot of people that just kill spear fishermen that shoot marlin and then try to justify it like they're great eating, where sailfish is total dog shit and black and blue ain't great, but I'd eat striped marlin like any day of the week.
Yep.
Yeah, you like the black and blue, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, I just like that type of fish. So.
Yeah. And I suppose that's what I got from the striped as well. Like it was a bit fishy like tuna and swordfish, but I like that as well. Like I like a stronger flavoured fish sometimes too. So
yeah, like the cobia sort of thing.
Yep, 100%.
That tends to be like the one that lets you know what sort of fish people like.
Yeah,
you hear some people that just think it's horrid.
Yeah,
they're like, well, you're just not going to like those types of fish.
Yeah, exactly. Where anyone can eat a bloody tusk fish or a coral trout that's just basically white texture. There's no flavour at all. So don't get me wrong, it's good shit too. But yeah, that was been pretty cool. Like you said, I'd like to shoot one bait balling like Nikki did. That's just something I've got in my head now that I'd like to do. The shooting marlin the other way where you tease them up it's just fishing. I tell all the spear fishing guys I do it with, you just enjoy fishing. You think it's a form of spear fishing, but you're literally just fishing for them. And and when the next day after Tim shot his and we caught the 4s, when we caught 12, and I preferred that. I'd rather spend my time, if we're going to do that style where you're fishing, spear fishing, I'd rather just try and catch more than 12 now, and then we went home and I went back a week or 2 later with my dad. We did a day and my dad caught 9 by himself and we stayed out till dark and couldn't get the 10th. We had like 2 hours. Pain in the ass. I think we went 9 from 11. And then we we did the next day, had a good friend, Jake Buckland, come up and we caught 5 before lunchtime and then had this crazy thing where all these gannets and that come in and we're just attacking all our baits and teasers and everything. And just couldn't really fish that well. And we only got 1 more and that was off a bait ball. So we ended up with 6 for the day there and a bit of bad luck. I think it was like 6 from 9. So it was still pretty good. That was,
still good going, isn't it?
Oh, it was fucking unreal. Well, that's like the boys who got the 21 when we left, they kept fishing and I think one of the days I messaged them and I said, how's it going? They said, oh, no, it's gone to shit. The bite might be over. I'm like, well, how'd you go? And they're like, I think they said they got 7 or something. I was like, fuck you. You pricks are spoiled, hey? Like, the boys doing the damage there. The ones that got 21 were on Joel Oliver's boat. You had Luke Grecky and Sandy Grecky, his missus, on there. They got their boat's called Your Mum. They catch the shit out of them on the coast. And the other guys were, the other main dude doing the damage got the 18, and that was Jake Brisbane. He was there with Jack Loveday, I think. And they're pretty good. The boy like that, the Greckies, that Joel Oliver and Jake Brisbane, they probably catch the most on the coast completely. So I think that Jake Brisbane, who's now dating Alex, I think he was courting her when we were down there. He kept Snapchatting her. That's how we knew how much they were catching Alex. Like, they've got another one. We're like, what's going on here, Alex? And so I think they're dating now. So we were teasing her up, and I think he's a pretty good rugby player as well. Old Jake. So they get a boy like that to a Kiwi girl's pretty much into fishing and plays rugby. It's pretty much straight on the nose, isn't it?
Fuck, you'll do anything for information, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Put out the teaser.
Got Alex out there. No, well, that was her thing. So, But yeah, I was going out around in other people's personal lives anyway. But I think that Jake Brisbane's got 273 or something marlin just this year alone that he's been a part of catching.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
That's unreal, isn't it?
Oh, it's pretty wild, That's just since January, and we're not even halfway through the year. And, they're just doing that in trailer boats. They're not even charter fishermen or nothing. So,
yep.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool fishery.
So talking to them, are they saying it's an out of the ordinary season? Or
Yeah. So they're all saying it's the season of seasons. Like it's the best season they've ever been part of, But you can tell that they're the ones that catch the most normally anyway. I fished a few of their comps and their names are thereabout in the comps, and a few of the guys they fish with won them. And, when there's in the East Coast, not like Exmouth, there's always 30 or 40 boats out there amongst you type thing a lot of the times. And, when guys are getting 3 and 4, they're getting 10, pretty consistently. So, they're pretty good at it, even though they're saying that it is a wild, out of control season.
Yeah, you still got to be good.
Yeah. But it's good to see a good season, because I remember a few years ago, GameX, they had Al McGlashan as a guest speaker at GameX, and me being a commercial fisherman by trade, Al McGlashan stood up there and said, we've got the super trawler on the East Coast and we need to stop it and all this shit. And I was like, why are we pushing this agenda at our game fishing comp? And I'm a major sponsor. Like, that's not how everyone feels. And then to go and fish it now, and the trawler, the super trawlers are trawling straight through the grounds, collecting the slimy mackerel, the bait that we're using to catch marlin and that, and they're having record seasons. So it's hardly fucked anything, if anything, like it's going pretty good. If you can consecutively catch 10 marlin a day, it's pretty hard to say the fishery's fucked.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It's just deciding whether 10 trawlers is better or worse than one.
Well, that's exactly right. It was already quoted from what I understand, and hasn't really changed anything. I know it does piss a lot of the guys off because it'll disrupt the bait or take the bait and displace the marlin. Some of the marlin and seals will follow the boat and that, but it's just part of it, isn't it? You're only out there catching them for fun. It's not like it's life and death. So it's not fucking anything. It's just giving people the shits a bit sometimes,
Yep.
The one issue is I don't think they're eating them. I think they're using it for fertilizer or something, which is a bit of a shit thing. But
really?
Yeah, well, maybe they're eating them. Fuck, people eat anything these days, but...
Yeah, well, there's a lot getting caught off perf at the moment. And, a lot of people seem to be eating them.
Yeah, yep.
But
they're pretty cool because they're so oily. You can actually see the kill slicks from the bait balls where it's just shiny, and then you drive over to them, you can smell it, like a dead whale. You can smell the dead bait, the oil.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, because they're not as short-living, fast-growing as what you think. I remember reading a study about them because, the first thought was that they grow, at the same speed as a muley sort of thing. But I think it takes a few years to get to maturity, so...
Yeah, I think you're right too. But, how good is, everything's corrupt too. How good is that science, They told us that Buddy Orange Ruffy were 1 million years old and they were fucked and never going to come back, and now they've proven the opposite, that they're actually not as slow growing as they originally thought. So... Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that Orange Ruffy fishery is all back. They had some Scandinavian scientist or something disprove it all.
Yeah. So, and then it'll turn out he's been paid off.
Yeah. Exactly. It's got to that full fake news part of our life, hasn't it, where you can't believe fucking anything, except for what's on Chumming Up, really. Stay in here and get the truth.
Yeah, if you're not getting your news from Chumming Up, then you're not getting news.
That's exactly right.
Just mum and dad sitting in their basement with their tinfoil hats going, these cunts are the truth. Actually, here's some news. maybe. Just something I seen on the internet. But there was a sailfish out from City Beach in Perth. Someone spotted it with a drone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I seen the video of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like literally, I don't know, probably 100 metres out the back.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It's been an extra warm year. The blue marlin season on the west coast there, out off the Rotto Trench, has been the best in 10 or 20 years as well. So
Yeah, all the comps have had big numbers, if not caught, like hooked up or sane.
yeah.
Of the blue marlin, and then black marlin in close, the manta rays swimming, just out the front and at Rottnest as well.
Yep, 100%.
And then some bloke caught a Rankin cod in the Sound the other day and posted that.
I've seen that.
Like a little healthy, stocky, fat fucker too.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I think the East Coast has been the same bit of a warm push, because even I went fishing off Lakes Entrance the other day, which is like the equivalent of going fishing off fucking Esperance type thing, or Albany, and went straight south basically towards Tassie to go sword fishing. We only caught a thresher shark. But out the back there in 600 metres, there was a manta ray.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, swimming around the boat. We had a blue whale and then a manta ray.
Yep.
So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it was pretty cool, yeah. And we didn't get any swords. They did have a real hot sword bite the week before. Heard guys got one boat tagged 5 for the day. Another one went 4 from 7. Heard of guys getting double hookups at the same time on swords.
Oh, that's mad.
Yeah, it's cool. And but yeah, we did 3 days and only got the one thresher, but the thresher was pretty cool. We were winding the bait up off the bottom in 550 and got it right to the top, and the thresher followed it right to the surface, and we thought, oh, well, it's been slow, and just fed it the bait right on the top. So it was good. We didn't have this big, deep fight where we thought it was a sword. We just whacked it with Sunset with 20 kilos of drag on the bite and fucking got into him straight away. It was actually fun as fuck.
Yeah, that helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, because you're not scared of losing it,
Yep.
It was a good
Yeah,
one,
bloody
maybe
oath.
250 kilos.
That's still a cool fish, isn't it?
Yeah, they're cool fish. So, yeah. What about you? You've been fishing over in the States for bass, though. I see that.
Yeah, that was pretty much the only fishing I got in. I tried to get on a couple ice fishing trips.
Oh, up in Alaska? Yep.
Yeah, but couldn't get it done. And it was a bit early for anything else, which kind of sucked. But then, yeah, got to Austin. I didn't bring any fishing gear or anything like that because I was there for comedy. But, yeah, booked a tour with Basquatch Fishing Charters.
That's the best name.
It's a pretty good name, I'll be honest. That'll do. But it's a similar thing, like, didn't have that much time to travel anywhere. So just did it in the main river, like all homeless people and shit on the side, and yeah, donged them like as in numbers. Didn't get any huge ones, but I think I landed 11.
Yeah, that's cool
from memory. And yeah, like cool just to see the fishery like in the middle of a city, sort of thing. And I'd never caught a bass before, so. Yeah, the first one was relief. I can tell you. Like, if I go donuts on a paid charter, I'm not going to hear the end of it from Leewold and Jarbs. And I think the guide had 2 or 3 in the boat before I got my first.
Yeah, that hurts, because especially if it's like, fuck, they are here, I'm just not getting them.
Yeah, that's it. And then, yeah, like, it was only, I think, 5-hour trip.
It's pretty cool to get
like
11 or so.
Yeah, well, like, we got on them where it was, every cast or every second cast for a little bit, we were getting them.
Yep.
And then, yeah, I think I probably dropped, my best one, but there was no like 5-pounders or anything like that.
Yeah. How big did you get them to?
I think my biggest was 3.5 maybe.
Yeah, right. So it's still a really nice fish.
Yeah, still cool. I seen one like just while I was walking the path that would have been slightly bigger than that, and seen a bloke land one that would have been nudging the 5-pounder.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just bought a Walmart special the next day and went and hired a kayak, one of those little paddle ones, and trolled some spinnerbaits.
Yeah.
And yeah, caught one, hooked 3, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, the handle fell off the reel. That was about the end of it.
Yeah.
Actually, the worst part was I went past like this little pier that had some structure around it, and I was like, I'll troll past here because there's something further down that I want to get to, and then I'll go cast that on my way back, and go do that. There was like a little wall I got to, and then I'm coming back, and there's a bloke casting his way up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can snake this guy and just, because it's my spot. And I was like full thinking about it. And I sort of like cast once as I was going real quick past. But yeah, decided not to snake him.
Yeah.
And then get, I don't know, 50, 100 meters up. And he just starts hollering. And he's got like a monster on. And he captures it and then starts calling for me to come over and take a photo of it.
Oh.
I was like,
fuck you. Should have just snaked you, you prick.
Yeah. So I just kept going. I was like, I'm not putting myself through taking the photo of it. That's my fish.
You should have just fucking took a photo on his phone, but like chopped his head off or something on the photo.
Yeah.
Like, there you go, mate.
Yeah, I got a few good ones, don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't even bother looking.
Yeah, no, they're perfect. I got heaps of them. There's just one with half the fish missing and his head chopped off.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck off. No, I could see getting into that sort of fishing.
Well,
like,
that's what I was going to ask. How do you rate it against like Murray cod and barramundi? Because that's obviously what it's similar to, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's as many. Like it seems more about getting the big ones to bite rather than getting numbers. Like everywhere where you think there's fish, there seems to be fish. I mean, I'm talking like I did a lot of it, but like where we went to, it wasn't like you thought, oh, this will be, like, I can't see anything here for the fish to be at. Like any structure, there were like big schools of them.
Yeah, okay.
So, but yeah, the technique and shit, from what he was telling me, seems like, I mean, that's a creek that gets, or a river that gets fished a lot. So the bigger, older ones have seen the same shit a lot.
Yeah.
So a lot of his techniques seem to just be change it up from that. So that kind of part's cool. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, give me the Murray cod fishing a bit more, I reckon. I don't know. Even just the look of a Murray cod is just better.
Well, they're just big, aren't they?
Yeah, big, and then just like the colours and that, like they're unique sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas the bass like is cool, but it's a fish,
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like
yeah.
Australian bass and brim fishing and that. It's cool, but it's just not. It's not Murray cod or barramundi, really. That freshwater bass in Australia, even though it's still epic, it's just not the same.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. If I go back to Austin for comedy again, then I'll definitely make sure I bring a rod and reel. And,
One with a handle.
Yeah, one with a handle. Like, I mean, like I say, it was a cheap Walmart thing, but it wasn't like cheap enough that the fucking handle should have fallen off.
Oh, yeah, especially now because it'll be Chinese. Now with the tariffs, it'll only be $500.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'll be bringing next time, and probably getting out to some of the other lakes, like even Lake Travis and shit like that surrounding it, just looking at the fish people were getting.
Well, that's the thing with that freshwater style fishing, like the cod and barra, and that is it's such a destination fishery too, isn't it? Like, compared to saltwater, where offshore fishing, once you go offshore, it's all the same. Where, different lakes, different bloody creeks, different systems with towns and rock walls and fucking whatever, waterfalls and shit. It's all, a lot of it's, the fish are similar or the same, but the destination's such a draw card and so different, eh?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I've been like watching way more YouTube videos of some of the places they go bass fishing, and like, the frogging on top and shit like that. They do some cool shit. So that part they've got that. And then I think you'd learn a lot quicker there fishing like that, because you can catch so many.
Yeah, yep.
So if you're trying frogging, you can change the technique till you catch something. Because the fish are there.
Yep.
You're just doing something wrong. Whereas I'm sure Murray cod fishing, you can do all the right things, and, like, unless you're at my whaler where it's going off like, what we had it.
Yeah.
Then it could be that there's just not a fish there.
Yeah, well, I think every fishery's like that, isn't it? That's why I like cod fishing. If you want to start at it, you need to go to somewhere like my whaler in March, because it's like that, like the Perth Marlin fishery, if you're learning there, it's going to take you a fucking long time to learn how to catch them. Where if you go to Exmouth in November, December, and do 2 weeks there, you'll learn more about blue marlin fishing in that 2 weeks there than you would in 10 years fishing off Perth, because you just get the bites. You can afford to mix it up because you're trusting the fish are in the water. So if you're not getting bites, you're doing something wrong. Where if you're fishing Perth your whole life, you could be doing everything right and still not getting bites, but you don't know,
Yeah, that's it. And then when you finally find out and you're working it out, it's when you need to be good.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Like they probably learnt heaps this season, but who knows what next season's like,
Yep.
Could be another 15, 20 years till you see it the same as what it was.
Yeah, that's right. Where, like the Send and Bend boys and a fair few others that fish there, they've fished a fair bit of Exmouth and that, and they've got good, so they can fish the comps down in Perth with confidence now, and if they don't get a bite every day or any of the days, they know that's what's happened. It's just been slow, but if they get one bite for a 3-day comp, they got confidence in actually converting that fish into tagged, where, you don't want to have one bite for 3 days and that's, your 10th bite you've ever had in your life and you're still learning,
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, and that's like exactly what you're saying with some of that bass stuff, like I know some of the places over in the States, the bass are super spooked, and just catching one's a big deal, and that's why they have that Bass Masters and all that. You see some of them, they get fucking 5-pounders hand over fist, and other ones they're just happy to get a fish.
Yep. Yeah, I've been saying like there's a lot more controversy in the bass fishing game. Like people have made their name from jagging fish.
I did see that guy like that jags giants with trebles or whatever, eh?
Yeah, which is pretty crazy to think about. But apparently he does that, so he finds where the breeding females are, and then I don't think he does it now. I think someone got in a ghillie suit and tracked him for 6 months, filming him to prove he was a cheater.
I seen that same video, but then I seen the comments and like there's one video with a fish jumping and the treble's on the side of its face, not in its mouth. And, there's a lot of comments like, this doesn't really prove a lot, and even like, I don't know, because it's hard, you don't know the scene, but even now you would think that live scope would do more damage than what he was doing,
Yeah. But I think I read more comments.
Oh, you went further down the chain.
Yeah, I went down the rabbit hole because I knew people come to us for their news. So
it's
I wanted to be I thought I'll be responsible and believe random people's comments that I read.
Yeah.
But apparently, there were a lot more like that. And also he got caught where he would catch the fish and then keep it in a secret live well.
Oh, yeah.
And then go do it again.
Yeah, I seen another one, like an old one, where the guy was had like his brother-in-law under docks with scuba gear, holding like with bass tethered that had been there for a week, and old mate would cast his spinnerbait or whatever in. Old mate would get the bass, put it on there, and he'd bring it up alive, but they were like really lethargically, like he'd hold them up at the weigh-in, and they're like breathing, but they're like fucked, Yeah.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. So, like, they'd have camera crews filming him or whatever, and he'd still show him catching them, like from under a pier and shit. But it must be just the prize money and that's that big. I don't know, or just people's egos, or probably a bit of both,
Yeah, I think, the sponsorships and stuff like that are that big. I know the guy that I went fishing with, he fishes some of the comps, and he was saying the scene's not what it used to be, but even some of their rules, so they've got no net rules for a lot of their comps.
Yep.
And so you just got to grab the fish, and I was like, well, why is that? Thinking it would be, like a fish like health reason or something, but it's just for the TV because it looks better, more exciting.
Yeah,
so,
that's as American a shit as you've ever heard, though, isn't it? Just like, it's like the fucking watching Talladega Nights where he's like put sponsors on his windscreen. It's just like it's all about fucking commercialization, nothing to do with anything else.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they take that out of the cod fishing, then I'll lose my advantage as the best net fisherman in the game.
Yeah, well, exactly. So
maybe that's what's happened to all these cod, why they're so lethargic, is someone's caught them and kept them underneath a dock for 6 months, and then they've just got off before we went fishing.
It's wild, isn't it? It's just wild to think that people would go to so much, like, to that.
I'd love to see like how they did it the first time.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if like he's chucking in under. Like I would think it'd look suspicious.
Oh, 100%.
They must have tried it before you do it in front of a camera crew and shit.
Yep. I would think this in this day and age though, like even though they got them guys with the sinkers in the belly and that, but I don't know if that was at the highest level. I think the highest level bass stuff now, because that wasn't bass, that was walleyes or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I think the highest level bass stuff now, I think it'd be nearly impossible. I think the guys are that higher level and they're that much scrutiny. It'd be like, Usain Bolt and that cheating, like once you get to that level, it's just so hard.
Yeah, but there's a lot of evidence that Usain Bolt was cheating.
Well, he's the only runner in the top 10 fastest to never be caught doping, isn't he?
Yeah, but Jamaica have a weird like drug system themselves where they don't test most of the year.
Yeah,
so you
okay.
could
Yeah.
ramp up a cycle and, yeah. Not that I'm accusing anyone. Actually, you get your news here. I'm accusing everyone.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, I think I think that, and sure they could be cheating in the Bassmaster Elites and that too, but I think it'd be pretty hard. You know, they're fucking. Not only are they watched fucking whilst they're fishing with observers and their own camera crew for each and every boat or whatever. You know, I think they're pretty well watched day and night too, you know, like pre-fishing and everything. I don't know how they'd pull it off, you know.
Yeah, that's it. At that level, you know, if you're able to cheat, you'd probably have to spend that many hours on it. It'd be easier just to become a better fisherman.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think they even have that sort of time, you know. I think to be that level, it's like being an elite athlete. You don't have all this time up your sleeve where you're just doing other shit, you know. You're just doing it day and night, you know.
Yep. Well, that's like that Blue Miracle movie though, about the guy who cheated in the Bisbees and then redeemed himself.
Yep.
Yeah. I know they make him out to be like a hero for redeeming himself, but I don't know how true that movie was either. So I'm not reporting that as news. But if someone cheated in a comp like that, I wouldn't even let them redeem themselves. I'd be like, no, never again.
No, well, that's right. You know, the Bisbees, I don't know if at that time, but at one time at least, it was the largest prize money in fishing, you know. Like, it's not cheating over winning a fucking Abu baitcaster, you know. Like, it's fucking, even if it wasn't $1 million at that time, it would have been 80 grand or whatever, and it still would have been the largest prize money in fishing, you know.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think you're right. I think but they mustn't have caught him real good the first time because he was allowed to fish it the next time, or what? Or is that because he got the orphans or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah, there was something like that for it, but you know, I don't trust orphans either. So, you know, if their parents didn't trust them enough, why should I trust them?
Yeah. So, yeah, well, that's pretty cool. The bloody other thing I've been doing, I've done 6 days now. I've been trying to catch these big southern Blue-Fin Tuna on the south coast of Victoria and South Oz here. They've proved to be a bit tricky. So, I think I just missed the main run at the start, and then, yeah, they seem to be a bit like the yellowfin in WA. They like a bit of wind, and every day I've fished, it's been pretty calm, so that might have not helped. Coming up with excuses anyway.
Yeah, but you've seen them, just not been able to catch them?
Yeah, so I've seen them busting on the top. Haven't hooked any, haven't had a bite. I've done basically half of my days trawling lures and like my 6 days, and the other half, they got mega red bait balls. They're super tight and thick, and you can just net the bait out. And I've been scooping them and sending them down live when you mark them on bait balls, and chucking poppers, stick baits and that on at top when they're busting on top on bait balls, and feeding live baits down. But, you know, I've been using 130-pound fluoro leaders, but they're a tricky animal tuna. They're good at seeing the leader or not biting when they want to. So, yeah, I'll keep trying because I really want to get one of them barrels. I want to get a 100-kilo one, you know. Hard bit is they're in southern Victoria there. You go down and you try all day for a barrel, and then you come in and someone's caught a couple of gummy sharks or some nana guy or school tuna or some shit, and then they try and give you a lecture on catching a fish. It's like, cunt, I don't want to catch that shit you're catching. I want to catch a real fish. That's why I'm putting the effort in, but they don't see the difference. They're still just trying to catch anything. So that's a bit of a pain
just getting a feed.
Yeah, but there's a lot of boats trying to catch barrels too. There's a pretty good charter fleet through all there that catch a fair few. But yeah, you know, most of the charter guys might get 2 or 3 a week for their 6 or 7 days, you know, and get them usually the windier days, or, you know, and there might be 8 to 10 charter boats that fish there, and, you know, 1 or 2 of them will get them each day. So it looks real glamorous on social media, but it's not as simple as just getting them. You know, there might be 40 or 50 boats fishing out there at any one time, and There might only be a couple
right.
caught each day.
Yep.
So I'm sure on the day it goes nuts. But yeah, I've seen a lot of tuna on certain days, but I haven't been able to get them to bite. But it's a wicked ecosystem. It makes me really want to go down and check out that Bremer Canyon now with the killer whales and that, because you get these mega bait balls there and they'll just have seals all over them and dolphins, and then you'll have like whales crashing through, just scooping them all up like you're on Discovery Channel, and heaps of birds, albatross and gannets and shit. So it's proper epic, even though you're not catching anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that Bremer Canyon, I've meant to get out there a bit, even just to see it. Would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it must actually be pretty cool, because I'm starting to learn, like I always heard that colder southern oceans have actual more density of life than warmer water, and sort of always like, but I'm starting to see it now. Like the red bait balls and that is just, it's that thick, and with the whales and stuff, you think, fuck, no wonder, And they've been seeing a few whites getting around that have been nibbling on people's tuna that have been hooked on that too, so which is a bit scary, because I'm supposed to have Alex and Tim back next week to go try and shoot some of these tuna, and that's one I'll definitely get in and have a go. I really do want to shoot a tuna, apart from probably needing a 7mm wetsuit, and I've only got a 5mm one, which will have to be fucking dusted off to the max. So,
yeah. Well, you'd definitely be the king of that wetsuit. So, and I reckon I don't know what an ultra king is, but if you see a white while you're in trying to spear it, you'll get to that level.
Yeah, I reckon. I haven't worn that suit much because it's 5mm. I obviously didn't need it much in X-Mount. And the last time I wore it, I had the hood over, and we were diving pretty deep, like 40 meters or something. I was with Tim McDonald, and I fucking blew my eardrum. I think the hood was so tight that it held an air bubble in it on the outside of my ear, because it didn't feel like I needed to equalise more on the inside, and then it's out of nowhere my ear burst. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, so I had to sit out the second half of that trip, but it's obviously healed now, but it's stayed with me, and it's made me a little fearful of wearing that wetsuit again. Yeah, I'm just scared of it, but I don't know if it was that or not, but I always keep thinking it is. So
yep.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So they're both there for the spearing of the tuna as well.
Yep.
Is the order already set, or are you going to set it on the day?
I don't know. I wouldn't mind having a go myself first, but see how we go. Might give Tim a go first. He's always the bigger man, and when he come down with Alex, like originally it was going to be just him, and then we asked Alex to come, and he let Alex go first to shoot her marlin first, and he's put me on a lot of good fish and stuff in the past, so he might get first run too, especially while there's a big white getting around. So it might not be as selfless as what it sounds as well.
Yeah, bloody oath.
Yeah, so because it's pretty green water, and the tuna sit at about 15 to 20 when you mark them a lot of the time down in like another little thermocline, so
yeah,
it's not going to be as simple as this crystal clear shooting them. You're going to have to be murky shit and diving down a bit deep and that. So
yeah,
I think it'll be.
He's got God on his side, so that helps with being the first one in if there's a big white.
Yeah, that's
around.
right. Yeah, but it doesn't help me and Alex, because it means that the white probably won't eat him and will us.
Yeah, yeah. There's a bit of that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that'd be.
Start going to church.
Yeah. I know Alex has shot like school bluefin down that way before, like maybe 30 kilo fish or whatever.
Yep.
It'd be cool she'd probably be the first female to shoot a southern bluefin over 100 kilos if she did, so that'd be cool to do. We might even be able to talk her new boyfriend Jake into coming with us. I know he shot him like 115 before kilo or whatever, so he'd be pretty good knowledge to have with us.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, cool.
So,
and then we'll report it on the news.
That's right, yeah. So that's hopefully the next thing. Let's get them.
Yeah. Well, you need to go out fishing, because when you get bored, you just stir people up on the internet and they take it out on me.
You originally started that. I just carried it on.
Well, I did it, I don't know, more than or a couple years ago now. And for those who don't know, go on I think it's the Red Emperor fishing page or whatever. You sent me a message saying, bored, so did this. And it's posted by an anonymous member on the thing. And it's a photo of me with my just under 10 kilo Red Emperor. with the caption of Squirly with his just under 10 kilo red. Yeah, and then everyone took it out on me.
Yeah, I was real brave. I posted it anonymously and then tagged you in it. It was perfect.
Yeah. Yep. And all the peanuts and your scales broken, blah, blah. And then they put up a photo of their red. You'd reply anonymously to them and they'd still get angry at me.
It's just ridiculous, though. Like, all them pages, like, I think it's like Red Emperor Australia or whatever. And there's one for just about everything. It's like WA Jewfish and all that shit. But they're just full of fucking idiots. Like, it's just people that want to talk about themselves. So the fish was a Red Emperor you'd shot. It was maybe 3 kilos or whatever. But the ongoing
just under
joke,
10.
The ongoing joke was when you originally posted, you said it's just under 10. And then, everyone,
which it is.
Yeah, everyone's like, it's not 10, blah, and you're like, I know it's not 10, it's just under 10, and they get all butthurt. And then when I put it on that one, people don't care about that fish. They just got to post theirs. There's like all in the comments, someone's like, this one's 10. So have a look at yourself. It's like, no one asked you, cunt. Like, why do we need a picture of yours? Then someone else is there, this one's 11 and a half. And it's like, and they're all fucking nobodies that you've never heard of. It's not like it's Greg Lamperchek or some fucker that catches 10 million big reds all the time and it's actually got some credibility. It's just some flogger that's caught one once and needs to let the world know. And they just get so upset. Like, it's like, fuck, cunt. Like, but it was good fun. I enjoyed it, stirring them up.
Well, it's funny because you either have that with the fishing pages or they turn into the biggest narcs in the world, like the biggest Karens, like posting photos of. There was a king of a caravan park. For one of them, like some bloke took a piss outside a caravan park, so they posted his photo with his rego and everything. Yeah. And I'm like, what are we trying to do here? Is this we're going to catch the guy? Yeah. That pissed on a lawn? Like,
yeah, it's like I piss on me car tire when I'm parked on the side of the road all the fucking time. Like, where has the world got to?
Well, like there's a lot of shit that people shouldn't do, but you don't have to catch everyone. Like, I don't know. I just joined fishing pages to look at the fish. So just keep showing fish and people pranging their boats or not pranging their boats, like going through some of the bar crossings, like some of those South African videos of their bar crossings are fucking unreal.
Yeah. Some of the bar crossing stuff's cool. Like they had some of the Bermagui stuff this year when they had that cyclone swell. But then again, like you said, you look at the comments, there's always some Karen on there. It's like, there's a 40-footer racing out the bar or racing in at like 25 knots in between the swell, and it's just perfectly executed by somebody that knows what they're fucking doing. And then there's a comment down there, it's like, this is ridiculous. Why is nobody wearing life jackets? You're just like, cunt. Like, fuck. Like, just pisses you. You're like, fucking idiots. So,
yeah. Like just enjoy it. They're not you.
No.
You're not going to die.
No, that's right. It's just, where does it end, that shit, eh? It's like people, there's a children's car seat that was in the front of a car. It's like, so he's in a car seat. Like, fuck, calm down. Yeah, fuck, So,
yeah.
I think Queensland's got some new law where you got to wear life jackets all the fucking time for boats that are under like 5 meters or whatever. Like, it's like adults do. All the time.
Yeah, right.
Not just bars. It's like, can't please, just fucking stop. Stop telling us what to do.
I'm surprised how many people support that. Like, I understand the safety part, but same again, it's not you. Like, when you go on your boat, you can make everyone wear a life jacket.
It's the same as every law or every political piece of shit that gets introduced. It's supported by the majority because the majority don't do it. It's like, this fucking unrealised gains thing on super or whatever. Yeah, it's over $3 million because I don't have it. So you got everyone supports it or whatever. Not that I even fucking know. I got no super. I'm self-employed, but it's like the same thing up there. Everyone that doesn't go out on a boat, it's like, yeah, you should be wearing life jackets. It's selfish. Like, how is it selfish? Like, what the fuck's it got to do with you? It's like asking some cunt to wear a bike helmet when they go walking. Like, no, fuck off.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole point of this should be you shouldn't worry about what other people are doing unless it's Leewold trying to get fillets at a filleting table. Then send all photos, stories, anything to Chumming Up, and we will make sure that the world fucking sees it.
Yeah. You need it. Yeah. You need at least a fucking prize.
A prize?
Like a filleting kit or something, like a knife roll with fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'll come up with something. If people start sending it in, don't worry.
If you make the prize good enough, someone that knows something about AI or ChatGPT will sort it out for you.
Don't start covering your tracks already like people need AI or... Mate, my phone hasn't stopped. It's been ridiculous. Like, pretty much I could have tracked you the whole way across the border. Norseman, Port Lincoln, everywhere. So what's the plans from here? Any more fishing?
Yeah, just basically this tuna thing. Try and go spear some and want to catch one over 100. And then probably not too far away back to Exmouth, going to do the month at the Monties. So,
yep.
Yeah, and that's about it. Maybe wouldn't mind trying another attempt at a swordfish over here, get down to Lake's Entrance or whatever and have another go at it. So,
yep.
Got a couple on the West Coast. Be nice to get some on the East Coast.
Yeah, sick. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I've got fuck all. So, I don't know. I think I might be catching up with Big Dan for fish next week or the week after.
Yeah, nice.
So, maybe chasing some mulloway or Taylor.
That'll be cool.
I haven't got a mulloway, haven't fished for him. So, maybe if I can find some time.
Yeah, well, Dan catches some big ones, like 18 and 20 keggers pretty often, so off the beach.
Yep. Yeah, he got a couple his last swing off, so yeah, right bloke to follow.
Yeah, nice.
Yep. All good? Nothing else to add?
No, that's it.
All right. Cheers for chumming up, big horse.
No worries, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Oh my god, what the fuck is happening right now? Dolphin in the killer whale's mouth. Holy shit. Oh, this is the best day of my life, God. What?
I like going down the pond chasing bluegills and tommy cocks.